And yes, this is Read It or Skip It.
And yes, this is Read It or Skip It.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into just one source. It's a review of a fantasy novel, The Wolf King by Lauren Palphreyman. And our mission for you, the learner, is to really quickly get the essence of this fantasy world, its characters and what makes it, well, compelling, even if it's maybe not perfect.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is how the story tries to pull together some pretty big threads. You've got Scottish mythology, kingdom politics, wars,
Right.
and then it zooms right into a very personal story, a journey of transformation. It sounds like, quite the mix.
Definitely ambitious. And you
Yeah.
get the feeling straight away that the reviewer really enjoyed it. They say they had an absolutely amazing time reading this book.
That's a good sign.
It is. So we're talking Scottish Highlands, wild settings, and shifters. Werewolves. But maybe with a bit of a different take. Sounds like a potent mix.
Yeah.
The Highlands and shapeshifters.
It does set a tone, doesn't it? And the review makes it clear this isn't just random. The author seems to really weave together the idea of the Scottish clans with these, werewolf or shifter packs.
Okay.
It pulls in mythology, kingdom wars. There's a whole political landscape mentioned, shaky alliances between wolf clans, their history with humans, ongoing wars. It's not just wallpaper, it's like part of the fabric of the world.
Creates a rich backdrop, sounds like. And right in the middle of all that, you have Princess Aurora, or Rory.
Right, Rory.
She's kidnapped by an alpha, taken off to the Highlands. And the reviewer really liked her, calls her delightful, mentions her tremendous strength and perseverance. Quite the setup. Princess in the wolf den, basically.
Yeah, a total fish out of water situation. And that leads to a really interesting point the review makes about her character arc. How does this tightly controlled princess cope? Apparently she doesn't just cope, she evolves. The reviewer emphasizes she makes a choice. Her journey becomes transformative, not one of just being a victim. Ah, okay, so it's not your typical damsel in distress.
Exactly. That's the aha moment, I think. It signals this is really about her growth, her founding agency. Even in this, pretty extreme situation, it kind of flips the script on that trope.
Interesting. Now, what about the guys? Because the review apparently gets pretty interesting here. Callum is set up as the main guy, the romantic lead.
Yep.
But the reviewer says, nope, it was Blake, the morally ambiguous one who was far more interesting.
Yeah. That definitely jumps out, doesn't it? Kind of throws a wrench in the expected romance plot.
It does. So what's the deal with Callum? Why didn't he land, according to the review?
Well, the reviewer's pretty blunt. He's apparently always running off somewhere important, leaving Rory behind. There's a sense he's just not there enough.
Absentee hero.
Kind of. And the reviewer says, quote, I really didn't buy the idea that Rory loved Callum. Honestly, he's just too much a golden retriever in wolf's clothing.
Wow. Okay, golden retriever in wolf's clothing, that's descriptive. Isn't it? It paints such a clear picture. Loyal, maybe sweet, but lacking that, edge or complexity you might want in this kind of story.
Yeah, I get that. Like the boy next door you leave behind.
Exactly what the reviewer said. The boy next door you date, but then leave when you go to college. It's funny, but it nails the critique.
So Blake, the other guy, is the opposite, more complex.
Apparently so. Described as manipulative and dubious, but his backstory, his whole character, just that much more intriguing.
It does make you wonder, why do we often find those morally gray characters more compelling?
It's a great question, isn't it? Maybe it's the mystery, the unpredictability. Flaws are often more interesting than straightforward goodness in fiction. Blake clearly captured the reviewer's attention way more.
And then there's the actual Wolf King, Patrick. Sounds like he barely registers.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. The reviewer calls him almost a non-entity in this book, just there to be an antagonist for a bit, and then poof, he's gone until the next one.
The titular Wolf King is just a plot device.
Seems that way, based on this review. Maybe it's setting him up for later. Or maybe just a missed opportunity to build a really strong villain for this story. It kind of lessens the stakes if the main bad guy feels underdeveloped.
That's a fair point.
No.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. World building. The review praised the descriptions, right? But then there was a critique.
Yes, exactly. And this is a really useful distinction for you listening. The author is apparently great at describing the place, the highlands, castles, the wild beauty. You can picture it vividly.
Okay, so the scene setting is strong.
Very strong. But the critique is about the deeper stuff, the actual world building, culture, religion, politics, history.
Yeah.
it seems those elements are missing.
Ah, I see.
The reviewer even questions the time period. It feels kind of like the 17th century, but it's an alternate universe and the rules aren't super clear. So you get great descriptions, but maybe not a fully realized world.
Right, like knowing what the trees look like, but not the ecosystem of the forest.
That's a perfect analogy. Yeah, you see the surface beautifully, but the underlying structure, the how it all works, maybe not so much.
Gotcha. And that kind of ties back to Rory and Callum, doesn't it? The review suggests their relationship is more about Rory finding herself than about a convincing romance.
It does. It reinforces that idea of her transformation being the real core of the story. Even within this romantic setup, her personal journey is what shines through, according to the review.
So the book works, maybe, despite the romance not fully clicking,
Yeah.
because her arc is strong.
That seems to be the takeaway. It suggests readers can really connect with that internal journey of self-discovery, even if the external relationship dynamic feels a bit underdeveloped. It puts Rory firmly at the center.
Okay. And how does it wrap up? Does it end conclusively?
Not entirely, it seems. The reviewer says it ends on a really interesting note. Sets up multiple conflicts, new storylines for different characters. Sounds like it definitely leaves you hanging, wanting the next book.
The cliffhanger, or near cliffhanger effect.
Pretty much. And for the reviewer, that anticipation, it was, and I quote, still all about Blake.
Huh. So Blake really stole the show.
It certainly sounds like it. His character left a lasting impression, clearly making the reviewer eager to see what happens next, especially with him. It shows how one compelling character can really hook you for a series.
So, thinking about all this, it's fascinating, isn't it? How a book can nail the setting description, give us a powerful character transformation like Rory's, yet fumble the main romance and some of the deep world building, but still be compelling.
Yeah.
What does that tell us, about what really grabs a reader? Is it the character arc above all else? Is it the promise of intrigue, like with Blake? It seems like the formula for a great read isn't always straightforward. Some elements can carry more weight than others. What do you think really hooks you when you read? It's something to consider.
Definitely something to mull over.
And yes, this is Read It or Skip It.
And yes, this is Read It or Skip It.